Yeah, this is the second part of the training that I didn't give, and it's on the use of the trend line to actually see where your structure is going to be handing, as well as the 50 EMA. I want to quickly teach that here. I remember early in the year, I think I gave this. This is a chart of monthly chart of NZD card. So, and we finished off this rally to the upside, and then this rally now to the downside. Now, this is the monthly reaction. We may be seeing movement to the, probably reaction to the upside very soon. And, but I just want to teach something here. I might not be going inside of this particular trade. I might be going inside. I might be going inside of this particular trade. Let's consider this as a trend line for now. Let's consider this as a trend line for now. Not until this is broken, we might not be making movements to the upside. And I will be using that also to draw a channel. Is a lower time frame that I'm actually after. Really. So I want to see, I want us to see. So that's a channel. Let me take it down to the weekly time. So weekly time frame. So you can see the reaction now. I'm in a buy already, but it's just a pullback. So this is the upper limit so far. That's the upper limit. And this is the lower limit for now, where the price recently had reached. So you see also somewhere there is a resistance, which is a support here. And the price already is trying to end with support turned a resistance. So we are broken. So we didn't break the low of this. So we are seeing a reaction at that level. So how far that is going to go is entirely another teaching if I don't have an intention to do that. But I want us to see that we are having a reaction here. This is like a one, and this is like correction in the middle, and this is a the whole of this is a correction in the middle before we have this value and this value. Yeah. So you can see anyhow you want to look at this. This is like a wave, and after that we saw what looks like a correction, which is a correction like this, and another wave to the downside, and correction like this to finish off this, and we are seeing this. So the best we can have here, seeing the way this one had fallen, is also to see a correction. And would we be having more upside here? It's another thing entirely. But seeing the way this thing had fallen, at least we should have at least about 40 or 50 percentile of the correction. This is the new wave now. So this is the new wave. I'm not actually dealing deep into it or deep into this. So what corrections you have in the middle. I'm only dealing with this, and it's an entire new wave. So let me send it down to the daily time frame. Okay, so this is what we are dealing with at the moment. This is what I've been doing. So let's now do a trend to see how this was behaved. And I believe it's best dealt with like that. It's best dealt with like this. The price may be going more downside, but what I can see from here is what I want us to first deal with. You must be able to spot some things quickly when you are dealing with structures like this. There are things you have to spot quickly when you are dealing with structures like this. And this is what I want to teach you around here. But I want to quickly do it is good. Let me change this. Good. Okay. Let me change the color. So I'm not dealing with this. I'm not interested in this channel for now. I'm only dealing with this wave. And if you can count the internal structure of this wave. So now, what again is obvious here is this. What you are seeing here. What you are seeing here. Another thing that is obvious to me. So I want you to look at it on the daily. So this is like a wave 1 and wave 2 in the middle here. So this is like wave 3. And you'll be seeing that better. Now, if I want to see, is it really a wave 2, 3 thing? Let's see. So here, it's about wave 2. So it's about wave 2 thing in the middle there. It's about wave 2 thing in the middle there. It's about wave 2 thing in the middle there. So a 1 down, a 2 up, then a 3. So if you want to deal with a 3 wave, the best way of dealing with a 3 wave is you must be able to spot where exactly this wave 3 started from. This might not be the way to draw it, but again, looking at the internal, let's look at the internal structure of this one to see where this wave started from. After this move, a move down, and a wave up, a move down, and this. This might be a part of correction at the end of the day. So also you have to see what is forming, here. What is forming here before we had this run. A, B, and a C. And we now have this first move, the first wave, and the second wave. The first wave down 1 and 2. So this might actually be part of a 3. But the most important thing is that once you are able to draw a trend for a 3, you wait for that 3 to be broken. So once the 3 is broken, then you can tell yourself that you are done with 3, the internal structure of 3, and you are going for a big 4. So you might be seeing, if this is a big 2, you might be seeing a big 4 in the making here. That is what I want to tell us. So the internal structure of 3, 1, and 2, and then this is the internal structure of 3, 3 to where 3, 4 is, and the 3, 5. So we have finished the 3, 5. So most of the time, before we know that we have finished a particular trend of a wave 3, we must know where that 3 begins and draw a trend support or resistance to demarcate where exactly it has finished for us before we go further. Now, having said that, for these, if 2 is here, if 2 is here, and if this is the upper limit of 2, so where do we expect, and this is the 4 in the making that has broken out of 3, where do we expect that to retrace? We'll expect the price, sorry, I will take it again. From 2 down to 5. Yeah, from 2 down to 5. Let me quickly label it for you to see. This is 1. This is 1. That is 1. And so we have 2. Then we have 3. Then we have 4. We have 4. Good. So let's just limit ourselves to that for now. So this is a 1. And this is a 2. This is a 2. And this is a 3. Okay. So where would 4 be? 4 would either stall at 38, which is exactly at the level of this. This is 38. This is 38. At that level of support or resistance, that is 38. You can see it actually, it's well laid at that level. And if it should not go beyond 50, shouldn't go beyond 50, where I have my red. My red is actually there at 50. So this is where I expect that for this zone, this area is where I expect 4 to terminate, for me to have one more leg down. For if this one is A, and this one can be a B and a C before we move further down. Now, the inside of this correction is where our interest lies now. The inside of this correction is where our interest lies. And I want you to see this better on the higher time, on the lower time frame from the daily. So, but you can see that with what we are seeing here, it's a formation of a correction, and I think it's going to breach this. But if it goes beyond a 50, that may suggest another leg higher, which is probably a change of trend. And if the price wants to probably respect this structure of a channel and move further up, because it's at the base of the channel at the moment. Now, you might remember I'm not going through the entire picture. So let's scale it down to the lower time frame on the NZD card. So on the NZD card on the lower time frame, this structure has been broken, which is like part of the structure to me. Part of the structure to me, if it is the third wave of 3, 5, this is 3, 5 where it's end, and we're doing a fourth, and if we're going to break beyond here, then something else is happening. So we want to see how price and what price we do there. But is this structure finished there? Are we finished in 5? Are we, coming down? Are we done with A? That is what we have to answer. Now, the first thing to pull out is where with 1 ended there and where with 2 is. Now, for me, from the price immediately after this reaction, we had 1 of 1 and the 2 of it and the 3 of it and the 4 of it and the 5 of it. So the 5 of it is truncated, as you can see. And these are the things that I want us most of the time to see, which can happen with Euro USD that I taught us. I think you need to watch this video as well. Let me scale it down on a 1 hour time frame for you to see much better. Now, so you can see that this is like 1 of 1 is completed there, and a 2 of 1 is completed there. And before you now have is 3 going up. From here, the first part of the 3, the 3-2 around this area of that 1, and the incident of 3-3 until we now have a 4th of 3 here, a 4th of 3 of 1 here, and a 5. Do you understand? A 5, then you now have a 4. And with this 4, you had a truncation. You should have pushed higher to really end 5, but there was truncation. So, and you will see better with this new way what I'm about teaching. So, 1 really, let me now begin to break it down on that 1 hour time frame. 1 really, this is where 2 for me is, okay? So, and 1 of 1 really ended here for me. So the whole of 1 ended in that place as a 5-root structure, and it goes like that. Even inside of this one, if you want to know where price had broken, you just have to connect these to know that that structure is completely finished. And these are ways of doing it. You connect 1 to 2, connecting 1 and 2 of 1 and a break means that had broken that sequence. And after a finish of 1, let me now begin to use something for this one so that you can see. A finish of 1, this is a finish of this one, which is a new one here in the blue degree. Let me use that color for the blue degree. We now have a 2. We now have a 2 before we have a 3. Just pay attention to this. You won't be you will see much better with this. And the 4th, I just want to quickly lay all this down here. And the 4th and a 5 and a 5 and a 5. Yes. So we have a 1 which ended before we broke this trend. 1 didn't break it. 2, of course, had to go back there. So we now have a 2 of a major correction for this particular time frame, a 1 and a 2. So, and does it correlate for 2? I've been on this trade right from this point, this level. Does it correlate with the 2? Yes, 76.4. It's actually a 2. Now, that 76.4 is a 2. Now, when would I say this trend is completely broken? Not until this happens. Not until this happens. From this 1, price will have to violate this. Price would have to violate that. Price would have to violate that. Okay. price would have to violate this before I say, yes, this thing is completely taken. I need price to violate this. So whatever happens, my 4 would have to come and violate this. And that means a big 4. Now, for me, we are inside a 3. Where exactly are we inside that 3? Have we completed a 3? That is what we want to do. Now, looking at the first part of 3, which is, let me use, the 3 start from 2 of this one. That means 3, 1, start from that 2. Now, and this is where one of it ended. Just look at me. You put it at where one of that 3, 3, 1 ended. Because 3, 1 is still the one going on before we now begin to have 3, 3. Okay. So, but everything will still be inside of what? 3, 3. So by the time you put this together, you put 3 and 1 together, we want to go and see what we get. So now this is like a 3 and a 3, 1, and the inside structure of a 3 is here. The inside structure of a 3 is here, and that is what we are seeing. And it seems that a 3, 1 had been violated here, and we are seeing a 3, 2. So it is a 3, 2 that we are really going to use, because these are broken this one to the upside. So I need a 3, 1 and a 3, 2 to know if 3 has ended. So this is what we need now. This is the internal structure of a 3. So you can't connect, you can't just deal with 1 of 3 alone and the 2 of 3, 1. So you must finish that 3, 1 to have a 3, 2. So, and this looks like a 3, 2 in the making for us. So now, with a 3, 2 in the making, so with 3, 1 and 3, 2, you can now project. Let's see how I project. This is the way I will project. That is the way I will project. As far as I'm concerned, if this one is part of 3, we may have finished with 3 completely here, with this one falling outside. If it's still within a 3, it should be above this line. Now, this to me is like a start of a major fall to the upside. That is what it seems to me. And that is how to actually use our trend line. If you're able to pick, you start from 1, the way I just did with 1, and not until this one is broken, I'll say, okay, everything has been abolished and we are coming down again. So would a B leg that is coming down finish up this? And for all you know, this might actually run up to make this one a wave 1. If you are going to go higher, should the price break 50 here, then it's not a fourth correction of that entire wave that is coming down. It will not be a fourth. Should it be broken, then that might be a complete 1 for more upside then. So which means that if this one now completes 5 to the upside, we'll see leg 2 to the downside. And if that happens, then it might not break lower than this trend that we are seeing, or we'll see how that works out. But as far as I'm concerned now, it means that this wave that is going up, it's about ending itself. And this is like a file that has violated this trend line. You know. That is how to quickly know that you have ended with 3 in that regard. So this now looks like okay, like this up instead of 1 and instead of 3, and we have this 3 had been broken and we're going to have 4. So if we're going to have 4, then so what do we do to know where 4 is going to be? So 2 of the entire of these would just be at this level. Let me adjust this one to this level. This is the 2 of the entire run. So of that 3. So this is 2 of the entire run of that 3 at that level. So 3 and 3, 1 and 3, 2. So you take everything together, that is 2 of the entire run, and it still works with what we are seeing on the higher time frame. So it will still work with it. I think I'll just need to now adjust it better here to make sure with this leg, it still works from here down to here. It still works. It still works. So where 4 should not exceed is from here to this level now. So this actually would go a bit upper than, let me use a different color for it now. Since this one had meant something else. Now let me use that color for it. Since that golden yellow had meant 38 fib extension or retracement of the entire wave that was coming down here. So I ended to use something different. So using that, a 38 should be at this level, and a 50 where we don't express price to bridge. If I use a red for that, so price should not break lower than this for now. Price should not break lower than that for now. So, and it tallies, you know, where we saw this engulfing candle, you know, making a higher high, you know, breaking through this structure here to have finished our 3 here. So this looks more like a 4th. And now the next thing you're not going to do is to see, let's finish the correction here before we now ride with 4 up. So we are still correcting this one in as much as far as I'm concerned. And this may have come down also like a zigzag. This may have come down like a zigzag as the way with A of that 4. This may have come down, but it's in between here and here. We're going to see it end. Price, if we have been buying this, if price should compromise this, then you should just close your trade. What does this one for? Oh, this one being there. Okay. I think that's the fault of it's a fault of the yellow. So this is the fault of this blue now. So the fault should be here, not more than this level. Then we should see the 5 up there. The 5 should be up there. Now, seeing this one as an A in the blue degree, let's say that an A in the blue degree, 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 and so an a B in the blue degree, for that with 4, and the C in the blue degree for that with 4. So we are seeing an A which had come down like a zigzag. Okay, a B is what I didn't just pick. So a B okay, a B is the one going up, and a C should come down completely. Whatever we are doing, they should still fall above this trend of 1 and 2, original 1 and 2. So that is me. So we are done with internal structure of 3 with this. And this fourth means that it's the fourth of the entire run of this wave. And we're going to finish 5. And after that, we are coming down. Maybe we are going to have a big correction, which is wave 2, or if it broke the retracement up here below 82, 85.6 or 85.6, yes, or 0.4, 85.4. So now with this move so far, let's see how far this one has gone up. This one came down like a five wave, and this is where it can get, a bit confused. The way this one came down, you will think that this one came down like a 5. Yes, it did came down as a 5-wave structure. Now, price presently had gone a bit beyond 85, which means that there's a tendency for this one to still correct more, to go more upside. So we are seeing that this one is likely to still go more upside. So if that happens, it could be an 100 or 123. So let's see where price is going to get to. If it's going to be an 100 or 123, let me now use this. It is 100. So it's 123 that we're looking at now. So it's going to be a 100 of it. Yes. 100 of it will actually be here. And the 123 of it is going to run across there. So a 123 is going to be here. So we should be seeing the return of the price around this area. Around this area, that's where B may get to. So once we are done, it's a 4-hour correction that you are seeing. This is 3, and this is A of it, and this is B. And after we are done with this, we are going to see C work done. After C is done, then we want to go up and rally up to finish up with 5 if it's not going to get truncated. If it's going to get truncated, once we have C, it will go up here and get truncated. So which price can do? And that's why at times at the height of 4 major, not within with 3 or 4, no. At the height of 4 major at times, we'll start to be looking for our trade option. Now, seeing this again, the way it went, the key thing I want to show is that this thing has finished itself. Another way of looking at it that it has finished itself is, let's look at what 50 EMA is telling us. This is my 50 EMA on 1 hour. So you go to 1 hour. So now, at the point we're having a push above 50 EMA on the 1 hour. When we finish this trend, we had a crossover. Then price broke 50 EMA here on 1 hour, came back there to, use it as a support, imaginary support now, and thereafter it began to go up. And a support here went up, another support here, it didn't last there, and price is using it as support here to go up. And we may be seeing this also, not until we have a complete wave to the outside and, a clearance like this, still, we are still having this 50 MA is still below it. And if you want to know where exactly this can get to, at times I want to switch to the daily to see where eventually it will correct to with the 50 EMA to see where it's going to. Yes, we are almost there. So it's going to be around this area. We'll be seeing reaction because 50 EMA will be using it as a resistance here. So the price is most likely, of course, you can break 50 EMA a bit up here, like we are seeing with. Let me show you with Euro USD that we are doing, so that you understand how we make use of all these. Let's look at that. Yes, you can see it also with Euro USD, where we expect a reaction for now, and price will probably may go down. If the price breaks through it a bit, so which means price may fall back to now break to Mexican attempt to break through. So let me go back to the ends of the card. I'm just telling you the use of 50 MA, the way I use it on a daily candle to see where I might have my first reaction. If I'm doing a correction now and I'm going against the tide, so if I'm doing a correction, that might point to the zone of my first reaction, then I have a break of A wave to come down for B wave and all of that. So I kept using where I'd analyzed. So this is what I'm showing us for us to see. Now, on the daily, so you can see the way it is. With one and with two, for this trend, we're going to have a change. And with one and with two for that trend until we have a breakdown. So we'll see how far price is going to go with that later for that, and this for the internal structure of the 3. And now we are seeing that it's been breached. After all this run, it was never breached, and now it's being breached on the, even on the daily candle. You can see it being breached. But when it first breached, it signal that probably you are having a major fall correction. It doesn't mean that price wants to fall from here, a major fall correction, and now and that major fall correction, 4-hour EMA wants to use it like what is support, and before we now have a breakthrough. Now, I want us to see the internal structure of A to see how it is. Now, the internal structure of A, the way it came down, you will think, oh, there's a change of the trend, but this is so bullish. Of course, this has ended, and you can see that ending diagonal of that with 3. Can you see here? That's the ending diagonal of that with 3. You must, if you don't see any diagonal, then it's nothing. So wave 3 has ended here, like an ending diagonal, a bevel, if I may use that, if it's correct. Then this also came down to do an ending diagonal here. You can see the way it is, a bevel to finish 1 here. If you look at the internal structure of this, you see the internal structure of 1 itself, 1 of this wave. Now this is the 4th one, this is the 2nd of it, and it came down, to do a wave 3 and finish a wave 3 and wave 4, and it ended here. And now, so it's more of a zigzag that we have here, which ran down as with 5-wave structure, and we're now seeing this wave, which is a B wave that is going up, which we are going to end soon. And to know when you're going to end this wave also, you might have to also, if you want to catch it early, with B here, if you want to catch it early, all you can do is to do this also. You must know how we use all these things. How you get this thing. Uh, yes, all these things, yes. Yeah. So when you have a break completely of this, it tells you that you have finished this. Of course, this one, the blue had signified that we are on 4. And when this brown is eventually broken, it might signify that probably we want to uh, switch to the B, the C wave, the C wave, the C wave. Let me take this out. I want to check something here and to see what we are having in the middle there. In regards to this, from here down to this point, what are we seeing? Oh, that's actually a 90. If we see reaction, if this finish from here, because look at this reaction here, is a suspect. This reaction is a suspect, is a recipe. That's a 90. If price, it might not be a zigzag getting anyway. This is a 90. This is a 90. So if price made it down from here, it's going to be a flat. And if it's going to be a flat, then price will be coming more further down, because that may have signaled the end. One thing that actually exposed this is after this, a new high and a new low, I can connect this. This is exposed as exposed it to me. See, that's the first exposure, but I just need price to break it properly. After this up and down, so I need to connect. So this one is an exposure. For instance, if you want to look at it here also, when the A leg came down, this is how to expose these things at times. You connect the first two connector, you bring them together. So you have to be careful when you are doing them, so that you don't get mixed up. You don't get mixed up. So with that first connector, the first two connector there, I'm not interested in this, is this and this. So it may have been an initial reaction that price wants to, but eventually price still walk below it and move further down. So not until now, we now saw a complete breakout of it, then we now know that we have ended this particular correction trend. So corrective trend. So that's how to look at the corrective trend on the lower time frame. Once you have looked at it, you know the direction on the lower time frame. So with this, it's still early to say. Okay, so I've tried to connect this and this. So we'll see. Once the price breaks to the other side of here, then it means that this has ended as a 90. So if B has ended as a 90, then I'll be looking at where C is going to return or fall for me to have. So let's see. In that case, times I don't, it's not too much when you draw this thing, but I don't want to just begin to, not until that wave is complete, but for me, this is a recipe for more upside, not for downside for now. So even if you see that the price is going to come down, I don't think it's coming down yet. This is an A and a B and a C for price to move further up. So I need this also to make a 4-hour or 1-hour connector. If I have a 1-hour connector here, then I will guide price down to see how it comes down. So of course, during consolidation or correction, you'll see 1 hour, just moving inside like a curve inside of the correction before we now have the final lift or descent anyhow. So I need that to happen. So now for now, if this is a correction, okay, if it is a fourth correction, like I said, where do I expect this to? In case C does not break lower than this, If C is going to break lower, let's see the possibility of C breaking lower because it's a 90. Is a 90. If C is going to break lower from this point to the lower point of A back to if C is going to be here, then we are seeing either C may stall around here, 1, 2, and a 3. So this is the first place. C may stall at 61 because it's is a 90, which is it may stall at 100, which is here, and which is here, 100, and it may stall at 123. Now, 123 is not likely, and I will tell you the reason why 123 is not likely, because even when you are doing this kind of a thing, you would have seen the bigger picture, because this is where 50 supposed to be. So price wouldn't want to break this one because this is a 50. So C is still good at 100. This is 100. And this is 61, this is 100. 123 is out of the line. So C wouldn't want to come to 123. So, but I think the best place that C can also be is at 61. C can be at 61. Or C can be at 61, and you can push a bit lower than A at 100 here. So that's where C can be, and that will finish our wave 4. Well, let's see how it breaks away from here. Now, if that now happens, where do we think 5 will be? Another thing entirely, which you now begin to now monitor the internal structure of 5 the way you will monitor 1 or monitor 3, and draw your first 5-1 and 5-2 and see how price is going to break through the trend line of 5-1 and 5-2. That is pretty much what I want to show you. And in case the price pushes below and do C at 100 here, so where do we at least think that this thing should get to? From the upper end of 3 to, if it's going to come below here, it is at, so exactly where we have this red. So where we had that red is the limit when I plotted it. So it still works with it, will still work with it. So it's the limit. So once this 50 is taken, you know that it's a new trend that we are seeing entirely. Of course, price may still do a way B or whatever, but it's a new trend entirely. So the red here is the upper limit. So you can see how it aligns with this. So that's how to make use of your trend. You know, you call it the segment of you first do for with 1, with 2, and with 3. And in terms of 3, you bring 1 and 2 of it together to now lay your structure. And now this has broken this one to tell us that, okay, we want to do a 5, and we still expect the more upside around 84, 200. Price may not do that. Price may still get to this point of B, which is possible, which is 83, 700. And this is where to begin to now check. Once we have a rundown, 5 waves is going to go up, and they will end it there for a B wave to come down. And that is what I see happening also with Euro USD. If Euro USD does not fall immediately by Monday, I think by Tuesday, you might be seeing that Euro USD making a fall that we expect. Another one that I just want to show you how I use that to guide myself on 1 hour, because I've been on a trade. I think I exited it already. That is USD. I exited USD CHF, and I want to see reaction for before I had over 500 pips if and USD CH I'm going to show you my trade there in this section for you to what's happening now. Okay? Now look at it. This is a trade. So this is the trade. I exited at this level. I wrote from top here down to the level using this as a guide. Look at the EMA. So that's the EMA 50. You know, so far I still have that pushing the price. You can see the way the price crossed down, the 50 EMA. And at times when you want to look for where you're going to have your two, you have to watch immediately after you broke it, where 50 EMA is going to be on 1 hour to quickly plot where the price will be to make an early entry after this initial move. So, and ever since it was below it, and now we're close to it. This is at 4, at 4. I didn't wait for 5 because they might have 5 completed. This at this green level was where I put my TP, where I just closed it here to wait for what is going to happen, because also, in as much as this price is close to 50 EMA on 1 hour, also is very close to these, the 1 and 2 trend line, because this is quickly so just to finish up this, so just to finish up this, so when you connect 1 and 2 together, it gives you the first 4-hour trend line. And the entire structure of 3, if I connect, is going to go this way, with my 1 hour trend line. It's going to go this way. But I prefer to follow. So that's how to use. But structure, you have to understand structure, what it says first before you now begin to deploy this. And the trend line also will guide you when a particular structure is done with and it's broken. Most importantly, with 3, which appears to be the longest of all, you have to know when it's broken. I think this one has dealt with what I didn't do with the first video. Watch the 2 videos and I think it will help you. Thank you. Bye-bye.